Four, three, two, one. Boom. Hello, everybody. Hey, what's going on, friends? Grüezi miteinander. Gregory von Lebe stark here. Ain't that funny? So many people, they ask, hey, what does that mean? What is that grüezi miteinander? And then they sometimes they try to spell it out in the comments, and it sounds so funny. It's like grüezi miteinander. But hey, I can see. It seems like I'm lagging. Is that right? Let me see. Looks like the system's lagging. Why is that? I can't believe that. Everything was going smooth. They asked. But it seems like it's the what's going on with the system? Why is it lagging? I have an excellent collection. Folks, can you give me feedback? Because it seems like the stream is lagging and I don't know why. The image, something's off. And why is that? Why is that? Let me see. Something with the latency. No. Hey, the last time it looked like it was awesome, it was good, and now from my end, Jason, if you're in the stream, can you confirm? On my end, everything looks smooth, but it looks like YouTube is failing me now. Let me see. Is that right? Am I lagging? Can somebody confirm in the chat? Let me see what the chat is saying. It's lagging indeed. Can't believe this. Stream health, it says excellent. Let me see. It's the camera. Is it the camera? Is the camera's running hot? No, the camera's off. Tatiana, it seems to be okay. Definite frame drop. Yeah, I see that, Scott. It's strange. Isn't that strange? But you can hear me loud and clear, right? Hey, let me see if I switch the. Because this time I thought, you know what? Wow, I think the stream is going fine. Oh! Right? No more frame drops? Or still frame drops? What's going on? Oh, here I can see. What's going on? Let me see, crew. Let me see what's up. What's happening? Internet's doing fine. I checked everything in the beginning. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful when the system is failing you? Crew, give me a second. Let me see if you see the gym. What happens with the gym if I walk around? Because this is unbearable. This is unbearable to watch. If I'm like chopped up. Let me see. On my end, everything's fine. Around. Because this is unbearable. This is unbearable to watch. If I'm like chopped up. Let me see. No. Houston, we have a problem. I love that. I love that. I love that. Yo, Travis Lake, feet lost. Right? Houston, we have a problem. The feed is lost. Gregory left us. He left us out to dry. Now it's fine, right? Now it's fine. Am I right? Can you give me some? My man fixed it. Lucas, that's what's up. Travis got my back. Thank you, brother. All right, so Lucas saying it's fixed, right? Can everybody confirm who's in the chat that it's fixed? So I get a couple of more feedback because it looks fine with me. Oh, ads inserted, right? So now you're watching some ads. All right, Jason, thanks. Here we go. Hey, let me tell you what happened. And you know what I do? You know what I got to be honest with you guys. Hello again, Tatiana. All right, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Everybody showing up. Appreciate it. Appreciate every one of you showing up, dedicating me with your time. The only thing that I can say is thank you because time is valuable. It runs out so quickly. We're just here for a couple of seconds and then we're gone, right? So it's perfect. Thank you, Tatiana. And now I'm trying to be a little bit more, I want to interact with you guys a little bit more so I keep my eyes on the chat. Great. And you know what happened? It's two things actually. So let me explain. We came back from vacation and then the system was acting up. And sometimes these systems act up. The more you have that software, hardware, we have a little TV studio here, right? So the more moving parts you have, the more loose ends. So somewhere energy can leak. And that happened. So we came back from Mallorca where we had a great kettlebell challenge. So we took 7 of our clients to Mallorca and then we had, wow, that was awesome. So we came back. And so the system was acting up. Everything was acting up. So I had to switch some settings. Come to find out maybe that even my hard drive was filled up. Gotta imagine this hard drive right here, right? This is crazy. This is where I have like 4 years of videos is on this thing. And this filled up too. So that was acting up. Everything was acting up. So I switched some settings. Come to find out I also probably unintentionally switched some settings in the streaming software and then it was acting up. And I was so happy. I was like, the last time I was live, I was really mad and I got mad because we installed new monitors and I updated the Mac and it was acting up. But I have to be exact. It wasn't the system acting up the last time. I did not know how the new iOS runs. And so, yeah, the fault's on me. So I'm going on a tangent right here. But it's live, so I enjoy that. I enjoy you guys having a conversation with you, my friends. This is so awesome. Well, funny, I thought, yo, this time is gonna rock. And boom. But you guys are in the chat, so I appreciate it. Thank you so much for showing up. Friends, before we jump into the questions, I see some of you are already filling up the chat. This is awesome. We have 40 people showing up, concurrent viewers. That's also crazy, right? I mean, 40, I appreciate every one of you showing up, but we have over 100,000 subscribers. Imagine that only a small percentage gets to watch the live streams because I believe, even with the videos, YouTube is not sending everybody a signal saying, hey, yo, your man Gregory just uploaded another video, but YouTube's like, no. Just let the algorithm decide first. But before we jump into the action, my friends, we have a powerful sale going. And Jason, you can drop the link in the chat. And by the way, Jason from Lebe Stock, you see him, he's the mod. He's a moderator in the chat right now. But I also want to take this opportunity right now to say that we have officially employed Jason. He's doing part of our work. He's doing our email marketing. He's doing a great job. Matter of fact, I just had a meeting with him yesterday. Jason is such an awesome dude, and I want to appreciate your work, Jason. I want to do this in front of everybody. Thank you so much for being a part of Lebe Stock. And the team is growing at a very small pace because I want to keep it as lean as possible, but Jason is doing very important work. He's taking a big load off of my chest, and I highly appreciate it. And he's in the United States, so yeah, we are all around the world. So Jason, if you can, drop the link. If you haven't seen it yet, it's a pinned link in the chat that says we have a 91% sale going right now. It's the end of the month sale, and we call it Kettlebell Ultimate. You get access to everything that we have that can help you transform not only your kettlebell journey, but also your body, your fitness, your mental health, your power, your strength, everything that you need in order to be a strong, over 40, over 50, over 60, because I know many of you are over 40s and over 50s and over 60s. I believe the kettlebell is such a powerful tool because many people in that demographic gravitate towards kettlebells because they are so powerful. So before I jump into the questions, and make sure you load the chat, load these questions into the chat. I'm going to give it my time as much as I can. Before, I want to let you know that the sale is running. So you got to go check it out. And I already prepared something for you guys. So watch this. Join our exclusive over 40 sale. You pay one time and you get lifetime access and save $5,763 in the process. Here's what you're getting: hundreds of follow-along workouts, skill lessons, tutorials, weekly new content, and access to the Kettlebell Dojo for 90% off the original price. These are the courses that you are getting. You see them on the screen right now: the 6-week Kettlebell Challenge, the Iron Flow, the Stranger Swings season, Crossbells, Bolt, the 30-day Kettlebell Challenge, 90 days of kettlebells, 90 gains of kettlebells, the Hybrid Style Masterclass, Never Rest Ladders, and all these challenge courses and even more. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to add a couple of bonuses. Number one, Steve Carter's seminar that he held with Angie and me in 2019, and it's valued at close to $800. It's a powerful bonus, and this is one of the biggest kettlebell learning experience I've ever had. Uber bonus number two, you get access to the Kettlebell Dojo valued at $2,497 US. You're invited to join the #1 kettlebell community on School. The Kettlebell Dojo comes complete with its exclusive course system, exercises, belt tests, leaderboards, and challenges, all aimed at achieving your ultimate goal of becoming a kettlebell black belt. Yes, you've heard me right. These are belt tests that you have to do in order to achieve your next level. And come on, we have been waiting for a belt system in the kettlebell sphere. The Kettlebell Dojo also comes equipped with a leaderboard system which gamifies your experience and your training process. As you ascend in rank, you unlock the next belt, and this brings forth a new test to conquer. And as I've mentioned, we have a challenge going right now, and that is the following: how many swings can the entire dojo collectively complete within a span of 30 days? And here's proof. We currently sit at 35,775 swings. Challenges like these will happen every month, which will help you boost your kettlebell journey. You also get access to the Facebook group, our weekly new workouts, and our mobile apps. But of course, I'm not going to stop right there. I guarantee 100% that our programs will impress you, or I will refund every cent without questions in the next 30 days. The value of this package sits at over $6,000, but you can get it for either $579 as a one-time payment or $57.90 per month for the next 12 months. Here's what you're getting: access to the complete Kettlebell Plus library that's over 19 courses, over 200 hours of video content, over 200 follow-along workouts, over 20 exercise tutorials, the seminar with Steve Carter, Facebook group, the Kettlebell Dojo, the mobile apps, new workouts every week, access to the #1 kettlebell community in the world, monthly challenges, accountability, and support, and no recurring payment if you choose the one-time option, where you also save an additional 20%, or 12 monthly payments if you choose the budget option for a monthly payment for the next 12 months. As you can see, the sale doesn't last long, and every time it's finished, we have people reaching out to us saying, "Oh, Gregory, I missed it." So you have to be quick. Pay one time, get lifetime access, and save $5,763 in the process, which is 91% off the original price. So join Kettlebell Ultimate right now. You gotta be quick, my friends, because this thing runs out after the weekend. And did you see, wow, collectively in the Kettlebell Dojo, which is our international kettlebell community, we have managed to gather 35,000 swings in the span of almost a month. We have a couple of days left for it's not the 35,000 swing challenge, in that swing challenge, and I want to invite you to join. It's so powerful. All right, my friends, let's jump into the questions. I want to make sure I give it my best, and I want to move fast because I also want to interact with you folks. All right, so let's go. Lucas. Hey, I don't have a lot to say. You're doing an awesome job. I learned a lot from your videos. I didn't think before that I love weight training, but kettlebells are actually super fun. Lucas, many people say that. Now, first of all, thank you so much for that feedback. And many people say this. Many people say that they appreciate and they enjoy kettlebell training so much compared to the regular, normal gym routine where you do the chest press, the leg press, the lat pull. Nothing wrong with this if you enjoy it. But from my perspective, it's been hyped up forever for a small little percentage of people that wants to look like bodybuilders, while the rest that goes to the gym doesn't want to look like this, but gets served the same dish. That's the issue. So Godspeed on your journey. I appreciate that. Also, you both are at amazing shape. That's what I appreciate. Passion, honesty, and not fake, just natural. Well, I just love what I do. And matter of fact, I told Angie a couple of days ago, I said, you know what, babe? You know what's crazy? When I was working my regular fitness instructor job, that was 2011. Oh my God, that's 13 years ago. I'm old. I recognized that issue, that not many people train. And I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the bodybuilding system too. I really fell in love with it. And I went all in. I went neck deep into bodybuilding training. And I was watching, Schwarzenegger and, the Ronnie Colemans, the Jay Cutlers and everything. I was heavily influenced by these guys. But I also recognized at the same time that only a small percentage of people actually show up. And think about this. We had a small gym, 700 square meters. I don't know what this is in square feet. Let me see. Square feet, square meters, because you have to see this. This was so interesting. All right, so that's 7,500 square feet, right? So that's your typical gym. We took on over 1,200 clients, and I was walking to that archive, and I was looking through these training and workout schedules and workout plans, and I was like, wow, there's so many people. How come I only see a couple of gals and guys at the gym? And then it dawned on me. Most of the time, gyms take on more subscribers and more clients than they could ever handle. You cannot fit 1,200 people in a gym that's only 700 square meters. That's impossible. But they do it because they know only a small percentage shows up. So I was so into this, and then I realized, I was like, you know what? I think I can use this to my advantage one day. This has become one of my strengths. I have developed a severe and sincere amount of self-discipline to do what I do in the fitness game. And even though I didn't achieve a massive body and massive physique because my genetics are simply not that good to even have bodybuilding potential, even though I was pretty buff, for my standards, I recognized it. I was like, wow. One day, I'm going to use this as my advantage. And, today's the day. That's why I appreciate it so much, Lucas. And that's why I want to always be in shape. That's one of my goals. I tell people, I'm like, I want to be ready. I want to be photo shoot ready. Every time somebody walks up, I want to take a picture or a newspaper. And that happened actually last year. I want to be able to take the shirt off and look good. That's, you might say, well, that's a vanity goal. That's very on the surface level. But it actually goes deeper. It is one of those goals that keeps me in check, that I close the hatch if I have to and keep moving. Coach Gregory appreciates these kinds of words. Exactly, Jason. You know me. I'm on the road, Coach. All right, Jason. No worries. It's totally fine. Greetings from Peru. Long time since watching live. Thank you, G-Con. Moin. Send you all greetings. Tati from the northern part of Germany. Tati, what's up? And then you guys mentioned that, something's lagging. Yeah. And let's see. YouTube has been lagging for some time. Well, this time is me. It's me. I was lagging. Yes. All right. So let's see. See, Tati, it seems like this will be a kind of tradition since the last time. No. This tradition is going to stop. This is going to stop. All right. So we have the first question. D. Vinay says, do you know a fitness tracker which tracks kettlebell swing count? Interesting that you're mentioning this. As far as I know, Nikolai Pukhlov from Pro Kettlebell is working on a gyrometer. I don't know if that's the perfect description or the right description for that word, but he's working on a tracker that you can add inside the hollow core of the kettlebell. And I want to show you this. I don't have the tracker yet. This is an idea from Nikolai, but I want to show you this because that's why I'm so in love with the Pro Kettlebell. I think this is one of the best kettlebells ever. And by the way, you get 10% off if you add the code Lebe Stark at checkout at the Pro Kettlebell store. So as far as I can tell, I got to ask Nikolai. Nikolai is working on a gyrometer or some kind of a tracker that you can then attach inside this big hollow core of the kettlebell, and then it should track your swings or just track the movement. I'm not sure how accurate that can be, and I'm not sure if when he follows up on that, or maybe it was just an idea, and maybe now he realizes maybe that's a little bit too tough to actually design. I don't know. He just shared this with me, so I can't give you any definite info. You got to reach out to Nikolai if you want that. But the reason why I wanted to stand up and show you that kettlebell is because I believe it is the best kettlebell ever. I exclusively use these things now. And that big hollow core base makes the kettlebell so stable for exercises on the floor. And funny thing, you know what happened? Just yesterday, I picked up the old ones, our LS kettlebells for a spin, and look what happened, right? It's not severe, but it's just with that handle. That handle has a special texture finish that doesn't require you to add lots of chalk. Even if you have sweaty hands, it has better grip. And the funny thing, I just had a conversation with my brother. When we were in Mallorca, my brother, Alain Lague from the Strong Box in Mallorca. If you ever visit Mallorca, that's a small little island in Spain, then you gotta check out the Strong Box, my brother Alain Lague. And he showed me because he was on the move to go to the Kettlebell Sport World Championship in Poland, and he had that big bump, right? Because when you do lots of cleans, lots of snatches, lots of jerks, you get this callus, this bone callus that builds up, and it looks really ugly. And the beautiful thing about the Pro Kettlebell is that it actually hugs your arm, right? You have these contoured arm pockets, which makes it very, very comfortable to snatch and clean and work with the kettlebell. I just love them. And funny thing is, since I got used to these bells, my callus has decreased, and now I feel, if I'm working with a standard kettlebell, I feel a little bit of pain, right? Because I've gotten used to it. But as usual, I make a short story long. That's just how I do it. But Jason is probably going to remind me, be like, Coach, don't talk too much. All right, let's jump back.
Join our exclusive
Wait.
time access and save 5,000.
acting up again. Here we go. Okay, Let's see. Will the kettlebell police start chasing me if I do any of your 40... Will the kettlebell police start chasing me if I do any of your 40-plus workouts while being under 40? Yes, it will. The kettlebell police is going to chase you, brother, and tell you, hey, yo, Lucas, what are you doing? They're going to put you in handcuffs, throw you into the kettlebell jail. And funny, why am I saying this? Why am I always saying for over 40s? Well, there's two reasons. First of all, like I mentioned in the beginning, people over 40, 50, and 60, they gravitate towards kettlebell training. I see that in my analytics. Understanding how marketing works, I know that if a certain demographic is interested in a product, I want to tailor the product around the needs of this specific demographic. That's why I'm saying it's for over 40s. But there's also a reason behind it from a training perspective. If you are below 40 or below 30, right, you're young, what are you going to do? You'll probably jump into the bodybuilding hype train, right? You want to look buff, you want to look big. If you're a man, you want to look big for the girls, you want to get that biceps and stuff, right? Totally fine. And then you spend hours and hours at the gym. Or you are at the opposite end of the spectrum where you go and you get completely burned out and you stop going, and then 15 years pass by and you recognize, wow, I gained weight, I got to do something. So you jump back on the treadmill in the true sense of the word and recognize again that it's not helping you, right? So then a couple of years later, you realize, hey, you know what? This thing is not benefiting me. And then you probably gravitate toward the kettlebell because you don't have a lot of time. You're short on time. You've tried many things. I know what my demographic suffers from. You have been to the gym, you've signed up for a gym membership, and you didn't go. Maybe you are an extreme case, so to speak, where you have a gym membership for years on end. For the last 5 years, you always paid that gym membership bill. You always did it, but you never go. Why are you still subscribed to the gym? Because it soothes your conscience. It tells you from a psychological perspective, well, I have the gym membership. I can go any day I want. I'm ready. I just got to do this. I just got to do that, right? So people have a gym membership, but they keep paying, but they don't go. Second is you don't have a lot of time. Over 40, 50, 60, you know that, hey, life is almost over. I can't waste time. So I got to find something, as I always like to call it, that's most bang for my buck. Family, business, job, life, aging parents, you got to take care of everything. Everybody wants something from you. How can you fit fitness into your everyday life and not the other way around? That's the biggest issue that I have with lots of that bodybuilding type stuff. They make it the other way around. You got to train at least 4 times a week, and you got to eat like chicken, rice, and broccoli, and you got to eat like 5 times a day, and blah blah blah, blah and all that. And if you shred, you're not going to eat anything, and you got to do some cardio. And it's like, yo, I don't want to fit life into the context of fitness. I want to fit fitness into the context of life. And if you're in that demographic, you also probably recognize and realize, you know what? I tried many things. And I'm done with this. I'm done with wasting my time. I finally want to find something that works for me. Plus, your scanner, your skepticism goes through the roof because you heard everything, right? Everybody's telling you this is the quick way, this is the fast way. And now all of a sudden, maybe you stumble over that kettlebell and you recognize it gives you so much return on your investment, which makes so much use of your time. It's not just body, it builds muscle, yes, but it also builds strength, it builds cardiovascular endurance, it helps with your mobility, it is fun, you can train at home, you got your own gym, a couple of exercises, and you're good. It is great for biomechanical efficiency where you just can train in a nice flow. You get the sweating going, you got the breathing going, so everything is working all at once. It's coordination, that's good for your brain. You always have to use your brain cells. Maybe your family's watching you train, so you are a great role model when they see you move. All these beautiful aspects. And then you recognize, wow, how powerful is that thing? I gotta use it. So you stumble over it, and then chances are high that if you type in kettlebell on Google, on YouTube, that you see this beautiful face right here. And that was one of the goals that I actually had. I said, you know what? One day I'm gonna be like, hey, when somebody types in kettlebells, they gotta see my name. Right? And I think Dan John said this. He said, I don't want to be known as the kettlebell guy. Well, I do. I want to be known as the kettlebell guy because kettlebells are so incredibly awesome and they're versatile. But they also have shortcomings. What is the shortcoming of a kettlebell? You never look like a bodybuilder. Well, you can manipulate the weight according to the laws of building muscle, but it's not effective and not very efficient. Right? You're not going to become the strongest. And you won't be a yogini. But it touches all these bases. And some people need more of a certain physical quality, or they want more. This is totally fine. I want to be the strongest I can be. All right, go ahead. So grab that barbell. I want to be as flexible as possible. I enjoy that. All right, do some yoga. Right? I want to run the marathon. All right, go run. I want to build maximum muscle. I want to be the next Ronnie Coleman. All right, so go step on that machine. Do your 5 sets of 10. And then kill your muscle, burn out, right? And that's another thing that over 40s, 50s, and 60s don't want. They don't want to burn out because when you train like a bodybuilder or like a freak or like these people or like many people tell you to train, what happens? You jump onto it. You're motivated. It's the New Year's. You're like, all right, let's go. Balls to the walls. What happens? You burn out quickly, or you're in so much pain. There's so much ache. It's everything aches and hurts the next day because muscle soreness is not always a good thing. If you're over 50 and you go balls to the walls and you feel your body for the next 4 days, you're almost incapacitated because you trained, that gives you a feeling of, you know what, I'm not going to do this. I'm not enjoying this. I can't be out of the game for 4 days just because I went on a run or just because I did some bodybuilding stuff or just went to the gym, right? And this 19-year-old coach told me, all right, let's do 4 split, right? Arm day, back day, leg day, neck day, forearm day, right? And then you burn out. And I do understand. See, I don't come up with these ideas. I just listen to what the crowd is telling me. I listen what our demographic is telling me. And the more I hear it, the more I understand, all right, you need a solution for these issues. And so I'm crafting my offer around the solution for that demographic. It's one of the reasons why I stopped, or why I say when people reach out and you are below 40, I say in the form, all right, you got to prove to me that we should work with you. In most cases, in very rare cases, younger folks have the same issues that our demographic has, but in most cases, it's not a match. And that's totally fine, right? That's why we have these conversations. And I finally recognized why some of the most powerful business folks and marketing geniuses tell you, you know what, I'm just working with my demographic. I don't move out, even if it's adjacent, even if the folks that I could take care of are very close in my little niche or my demographic, I do not serve them because I have crafted the solution that I have for these people. That's why it's over 40, right? Fitness for over 40. And people love it. The algorithm loves it. You love it. The audience loves it. Yes, there's some people who don't like it, but you know what? I don't care. I do not care. Because trying to do something, see, I like preaching to myself. Sometimes that's good. Trying to please everybody is a waste of potential, time, breath, energy, everything. And I gotta say this. You know what I heard today And then I'm going to jumping back into the chat. But you got to listen to this. This was a quote from Marcus Aurelius. You know what he says? This is such a powerful quote that while I was listening to it, I had to stop. I had to ponder. I had to write it down. Listen to this. If the pain is unbearable, it is going to stop. If the pain is not going to stop, you can handle it. It's like a mic drop, right? Let me say this again. I love this so much. If the pain is unbearable, it is going to stop. If the pain doesn't stop, this means you can handle it. Or if it continues, you can handle it. How powerful is that? Currently listen to Marcus Aurelius. Great quotes. I think it's a book that I'm listening on YouTube. It's just powerful. All right, just jump back into the questions. Do we have some more questions? Is it loaded? Yeah, I got to back up that hard drive. Yeah. Ooh, now we back with no problems. Yeah. All right. I'm in yesterday. You guys are already moving forward. I'm still in the yesterday. Deawanka says, great work. I like your content. I appreciate that, brother. Please write question. All right. Yeah. Help me keep on track. All right, question. Let's go fast. Tati, would you please explain how the stand for double kettlebell swing should be? It's easy to use the hips with one kettlebell, but with two, I don't have a good feeling. Ooh, that's a very good question, Tatiana. Very good. All right, give me a couple of seconds to answer that question, and then I'll jump back on track. This is a certified badass deal. Although, admittedly, I'm a bit biased. I love you, Jason. I love it. All right, great question from Tati. And man, it's so powerful that you guys have questions that just coincide with a video or with a piece of content that I just consumed or that I just watched. And a huge, big spectacle was made out of that article. But let me just make sure that let me go switch the camera. Folks, I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me and you guys can see me. All right. Very good question from Tati. Double kettlebell swing. What happens with the hips? So let me go grab a little bit of a heavier kettlebell. Tati, I think you are hitting the nail on the head. Good point. I love these questions. You guys are paying attention. This is awesome. All right, listen up. The double kettlebell swing, or anything with doubles for that matter, double swing, double clean, double snatch, right, means that two kettlebells drop between your legs, right, like this, and then you hinge. All right, now here's that big discussion where you have the hardstyle folks, the RKCs and the strong first guys. They say, all right, here's what we do. We drop both kettlebells down, and then we hinge, and then we pull them back up, we tame the arc, and then we rack the kettlebell, right? This is what they say. You just hinge. And what is a hinge? Or maybe you go into a little bit of a mini squat if you have heavier weights because you want to use your legs more. So it either looks like this or it looks like this, right? So this small difference. And somebody on an Instagram post shared this, that with double kettlebells, this just doesn't feel that good. And it's interesting, Tati, that you have the same observation or the same experience. Now, here's what I'm saying. If you have double kettlebells, especially the comps, I would argue even with the cast iron as well, is it is more conducive with doubles if you use the Russian pendulum, right? What is the Russian pendulum? It's this. Imagine I have two kettlebells. I'm gonna zoom a little bit so you can see me, or you can see my hips a little bit better. Watch this. Here we go. All right. So, what happens? The double bent knee or the Russian pendulum is this. The kettlebells drop, super slow motion, and I engage into the first bend of the knee. Bend number 1. As the weights drop, my arms reconnect to the body. I'm still in that knee bend position. Here comes the magic. I now let the kettlebells roll back and I extend my legs in the back. When I come back up, I bend the knees again. And I push my feet into the floor and I rack the kettlebells close to my body. This is the double bent knee. Let me show it to you a little bit faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. 1, 2, 3, 4. The double bent knee, or the Russian pendulum, that's what it is. Now, what does that look like with kettlebells? Watch. Both kettlebells in the rack. Now here's the double bent knee. See? And what many people do, which is admittedly easier, see? Totally fine too, right? I'm not here to judge and tell you, right? One thing is, even though I'm a little bit biased, right? So I'm saying, from an efficiency standpoint, and since I believe that semi-heavy weights are rather used for strength endurance, while the hard style folks say, no, it's explosiveness, blah, 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 blah. I'm rather on the side that, no, the weight is too light for this, even if it's a very heavy kettlebell. True explosiveness is with death jumps and watch the weightlifters and these guys. This is where explosiveness is, and watch the weights that they use, right? Still, even with the double bent knee, you still have some part of explosiveness where you drop the bells and whoom, right? That position, whoom, it's the same. So I would argue it's a little bit more conducive. If you drop the bells, go into the Russian pendulum, catch it, and now the kettlebell wants to travel backwards, right? That's the important biomechanical distinction. If I just hinge or squat a little bit, the kettlebell still wants to travel. So it still wants to do this, right? It still wants to go, hey, let me go. But you stop it and come back. Easier to do. But if see? Do you see how the arc increases? Or the distance that the kettlebell is allowed to travel. This feels better because you are not stopping the kinetic flow of energy that's dropping between your legs. You flow with it and you come back. Another major distinction. I say this is not your enemy. You want to become one even with the heaviest kettlebell and treat it like your friend. You don't want to fight it. Become one with the bell. I hope that answers your question, Tati. Very good question and good observation. All right. So, back into the chat. Travis, so is it better to have variety in doing kettlebell workouts or stick to a formula of strength for so many weeks at a time, or fat loss or cardio? Great question, Travis. Let me answer this. Very simple. And that is, if you are an athlete and you want to perform, you want to compete, you want to get the highest numbers in kettlebell sport. You're a weightlifting athlete. You want to get the heaviest weight. You want to get the heaviest deadlift. You go in a strongman. You go into an MMA competition. Whenever there is a competition, I say the game changes, and while before the competition there were good practices, and now since you're entering competition, these good practices turn into rules. Do you follow me? Now you have to abide by the rules. Plus, there is another added variable to the game, and that is maybe your opponent. It doesn't have to be MMA style opponent, even if the other guy who wants to lift heavier weights than you. in a weightlifting platform or weightlifting competition, right? So as soon as you enter a competition, I believe it is very strict rules apply, strict and structured programming. This is what you have to do. This is how we do it. Now we do 3 sets of 3. Next week we do 3 sets of 5. Next week we do 5 sets of 1, whatever. 99% of people on God's green earth are not athletes. Hence, they don't need these types of programs. This is just my stance on it. What they need is most bang for your buck exercises. And now here's the question. What does variety mean? It means instead of a full snatch, I do a half snatch, right? So kettlebell up, rack, and drop it back into the backswing instead of going a full drop. And most of the time we need that variety for our brain. Even though I have to say that if you learn proper kettlebell technique and if you fall in love with it and you become a nerd and you like it and you have a great trainer who's teaching it to you and sparks that enthusiasm inside you, you will learn that it takes many cleans and snatches and swings to master them. That's why it doesn't get boring, because your brain is still computing the feeling of how your muscles have to work when you work with the weight. That's one of the aspects of the ballistics. Ballistics are unpredictable, so it takes way longer to master these. Right? So that's why I would say if you include variety that makes sense, that brings you closer to your goal. Is a kettlebell curl good variety? From my perspective, if you want to burn fat and you're over 40 and you don't want to waste time and you want to get most bang for your buck exercises and you want to build full body strength, I would say no, don't do a curl, do a press or do a row. More muscles are working. All right, I hope that makes sense. Can kettlebells give me a similar body to that of a calisthenics athlete? Good question, Awakens In. I would say similar. Yeah. I would say yes. I would say yes, especially if you combine them. Why not combine calisthenics with kettlebells? I do it all the time. For example, with my current workout routines, I always have the first part of the workout is always the same. 10 push-ups, 10 bodyweight squats, 10 pull-ups, and if I'm outside, it's going to be 10 dips as well. 5 sets. This is calisthenics. Most bang for your buck calisthenics. I love these exercises, right? So maybe you don't have to even limit yourself to just the kettlebell only and just do some calisthenics as well, right? I hope that answers your question. Olivier, what do you think about adjustable kettlebells? I never trained with an adjustable, and I think the regular kettlebell it gives you just that oomph, that most bang for your buck feeling, that enjoyment goes to the roof feeling. What an adjustable cannot do this. This is I have to say, not my informed opinion. I never picked up a adjustable, but I imagine it's just like, you know what an adjustable kettlebell is like? It's just like these weight machines or these machines that you see in the hotel. The machine has a lat pull, a bench press, a curl, and a squat rack, right? Or a preacher curl and a squat rack attached to it. It has like 4 exercises that you can do, but because it offers 4 variations, it's just weaker in its essence, if that makes sense. A strong, super exclusive, powerful, great professional bench. It's that feeling on the bench is just different, or a great lat pull. You cannot compare it with this kind of a machine. But if it is your only option, go ahead and use it. Windmill versus sprint press. You got to give me a little bit more context. Why versus, and what's the outcome? What do you want with it? If it would be most bang for your buck, I would say the windmill is more bang for your buck than a bench press. Kitsu, do you generally believe that time under tension is better than rep-based training? Example, 1 minute left, right, clean and jerk 5 rounds versus 5 times 10 each side? Good question. Let's unpack this a little bit. When you do a 5-minute long cycle, you're not always under tension. You rack the kettlebell close to your frame, you breathe, and then tension is off or away, so to speak, if we're technically correct and exact, tension is not present when you rack the kettlebell on your hip and breathe, or you keep the kettlebell in the fixation at the top, overhead, and you rest. Then the kettlebell rests on your frame, on your bone structure. No muscles are under tension then, but we can still say the whole body is under tension, right? Tension can be a different word, right? Your brain, your mind is under tension. The whole system is feeling that slow burn of a 5-minute clean and jerk, right? Whereas a 5 times or 5 sets of 10 is, you still have lots of time under tension when you do 10 reps. It goes up to, depending on what exercise you do, it still goes up to maybe 40 seconds or 1 minute of work, right? Which is great. And now here's the key. What is my goal? If I do a 5-minute clean and jerk, I want strength endurance. Or I maybe want to geek out and become better at the exercise. That's what I am. I'm that type of guy. If I do 5 sets of 10, I maybe do not want to engage full into the strength endurance realm and rather want to focus a little bit on the muscle building component, and maybe I'm just used to the sets system, right? So there's a couple of variables that are attached to this question, but I would say based on what the kettlebell is like and how I prefer to use it and the way it is built, I would say the time and attention principle with the 5-minute working for time is what gives you these unique strength endurance gains and benefits that the kettlebell is known for. Because you can do 5 sets of 10 with everything, right? But you can't do 5-minute clean and press with a dumbbell. Your forearm is going to burn out, and because of that's one of the things, by the way, because the weight is evenly displaced, my shoulder doesn't like it that much. But with the kettlebell, with that hook grip, when the kettlebell rests on my forearm, I'm loading my arm in a very anatomical correct position, and I don't feel any weight displacement, or I feel the weight displacement, but it feels more efficient, more effective, and more suitable to my joint, right? If that makes sense. I hope that answers the question. Besani, what does accountability and support means in the ultimate package? It means, good question. And by the way, folks, it's the Kettlebell Ultimate Sale that we have, so you have to go check it out. It's right there in the link. The accountability and support comes from the kettlebell community, from our dojo, the Kettlebell Dojo. We have so many awesome folks. I think it's 130 people are in that worldwide kettlebell community. We have so many awesome people in there. And here's what I recommend every one of you to do who considers buying that bundle or even just joining the Kettlebell Dojo on its own. And that is, every time you do a workout, by the way, this is a video that you will see once you sign up for Kettlebell Ultimate or for that sale, you will see that this is exactly what I'm explaining. What you want to do is every time you do a workout, you snapshot it, you take a picture of it, and you share it in the Kettlebell Dojo. And you get lots of feedback. People are like, yeah, let's go, awesome. And maybe you can even post a belt test. Right? A belt test always includes the swing, the clean and press, the snatch, and the goblet squat. And maybe you post a belt test, and then people can give you feedback on your technique and on your form. And now you're all of a sudden getting support from a community and maybe some accountability, because if you snap that picture and you share it, you treat the Kettlebell Dojo like a diary. Plus you have people engaging with it. This can boost your accountability. I hope that answers your question. Learn everything from you. I should pay you. Cut on porn. I appreciate that, brother. Guess what? If my free content is that good, what do you think my paid content is like? And actually, somebody said this. Somebody shared the comment. He was like, yo, you know what? Or maybe it was a she. It said, hey, I've lost 20 pounds with your free stuff only. I got to check out Kettlebell Plus or Ultimate or whatever, right? And yeah, I appreciate that, brother. And why am I doing this? Why am I serving value? Because I'm giving you the keys to the house. I'm giving you the key to success. I'm giving you a roadmap that has been proven to work. It's not that this is not rocket science. It's always the same thing. Stay accountable, do your workout, eat your veggies, sleep well. We all know this. The difference is that some people want a little bit more structure and maybe some engagement with other people aside from YouTube or some social media sites, and that's why we have that content that we have. And maybe some people be like, yo, the workout of the week stuff, I have to think about it myself. I don't know how to program it. I don't want to set up a timer. I just want to click play and watch. Well, then it makes sense to maybe pay. But You don't have to pay me a dime in order to succeed. No, because I'm giving you all the information that I have. I'm not holding anything back. I'm giving you everything that I know. Because I know, here's the thing, I know that God is blessing me with what I do. I have been blessed the last couple of years, and this year, let me tell you, it's crazy. The last couple of years, since I went into self-employment and started with Lebe stock and everything, and the kettlebell stuff and blah, after the pandemic, and even before the pandemic, it was crazy. God is blessing me so much. And what is happening, if you are able to ascend to the next ladder, you reach down and you want to help these people up. And if I can help somebody out there that I have never heard of, they do not have no money. They have to take care of their family first, but they got that one kettlebell sitting in the corner, and now they pick it up and they use the techniques that I'm sharing and the ideas that I'm sharing, which have been proven to work. And now all of a sudden they lose weight, they change their life, they're now stronger, they can take better care of their family. Maybe they can even advance now in the job or whatever, right? They can take care, then they enjoy it. Guess what? My job is done. How do I change the world? One person at a time. Eric Olson, are calluses on hands a sign of bad form or just a part of the journey? It's actually both. Man, you guys are asking great questions. Appreciate you, Eric. It's two things, right? It's part of the journey, right? I consider myself an expert, and this happened today. But it happened, yeah. Like I said, it was another kettlebell, but it may happen, right? No biggie. That's it. But I never got these bloody hands. I got bloody hands once I entered the IKFF CKT2 competition. That's not much competition. It was a fitness test, but it was kind of like competition. I had to prep for it, and then I had to pass the test in front of Steve Carter, which was powerful. And then I had really blisters and open and bashed open palm skin. And even at the kettlebell competitions, as far as I'm aware, in Poland, they had a small team of not doctors, but nurses, who were taking care of these ripped open palm skin, right? So if you compete, probably if you go balls to the walls, probably you're going to kill your hands, right? But then it's all about competing. You want to win. You want to get the master of sport or whatever have you. Right? I get that. But it's not normal. It's not supposed to be like every time I get bloody hands and then it's part of the journey every day. It should be part, maybe it is part of the journey, but less and less and less and less. So the time distance, the time differences, or the time distance between blisters and your palm skin like this opening up, the last time happened to me probably like over a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. I don't even remember. It happens very rarely. And when it happens, maybe sometimes I also go balls to the walls and I want to get some reps in. And then, the weakest link in the chain breaks, but thank God it's not something that cannot heal in the end. So I hope that answers your question. Yes, take advantage of the sale and hang with us in the dojo. Kind of important. Let's go. Do you only have the Pro Kettlebell Apollo bells, or do you have Atlas size as well? No, actually, we don't sell them. But you may just asking. No, I only have the Apollo. I think the Atlas size, here's what Nikolai said. He said he designed the Atlas for people with very small hands. And we have people in here with small hands, and it works just as fine. But I get it that there might be a subgroup of people who say, you know what, the standards, it's just I need a smaller bell. I actually don't see it that way. I think everybody can work with the standard competition kettlebells or with the Apollo, and that's why I think the Apollo is awesome. But I think, the way the craftsmanship that goes into the Apollo, I'm 100% sure that same level of craftsmanship, love, dedication, and ingenuity goes into the Atlas as well. Do you think your program will ever develop an app that can be used on something like a Roku to watch the videos? That's one of the things holding me back from purchasing a membership. I think I saw your comment on the video. I see where you're coming from. And Jason's already helping out. If you got a relatively recent smartphone, you should be able to cast your phone screen to your TV. That's what I do. Exactly. Cast your screen. That's how I do it. Watch this. Watch how I do it. So this is an iPhone. I scroll down, and then here, I click on it, and where is it? I'm showing you something. I'm showing it the wrong way. Where is it? Here. That little button right here, I click it, and now it says, I can boost or I can screen share my iPhone to the Apple TV. And then I can watch everything that I have on here right on Apple TV. Works with Apple very easily. So you just set up your Apple TV and then you screencast the content on the app. And by the way, we do have an app. We use our licensors, our software licensors app, and it works well. You play and then you boost it up to your screen. That's easy. And you can even do it with a laptop as well. I'm 54 years old and I'm very excited about kettlebell training. Alex, yo, and greetings from Brazil. Obrigado, my brother. Thank you. And keep going. I know I'm not crazy about doing that. Would I just go straight to my TV and open up the videos like I do when I use his workouts on YouTube? I see it. But you probably have the YouTube app on your TV, right? You open up YouTube, you type in the workout, and there you go. I'm assuming that's what you're doing. Yeah. So if you want to do our follow-along stuff on the Kettlebell Plus, it is a screencast option. That's the only way that you can use it. So basically, the kettlebell is like a pocket gym. Exactly. You guys are coming with you guys are coming up with these great descriptions that I have to write down and then make a video about it. I love you guys. I'm writing this down. The kettlebell is a pocket gym. That's exactly what it is. Good description, brother. Love it. Question, nothing. And I'm think I'm catching up with you guys, right? Am I? Yeah. Where is it now? Oh, it just left. Everybody, thank you in the chat for helping out Sin's Corner. Appreciate you guys. It's a very welcoming and loving community, what we've built. I'm really proud of you guys. Thank you so much. Question, all right, nothing. Says, question, hey, greetings from Poland. Dear greetings back. Over 40 rugby play. Oh my God, rugby's tough, man. What's your suggestions for an additional rugby training, snatch, clean jack? You mean probably just workout or training exercises for your rugby game, right? Listen, I'm on that side that says, and people are not gonna like this, especially the ones who sell their stuff, telling you that the kettlebell is gonna make you faster and stronger. Of course it will do that, but here's the thing. According to Russian literature, the way these guys are prepping athletes, which has been adopted after the Soviet Union broke down, I think many people adopted this idea and this philosophy, is block training. So block number one is GPP training. So that means general physical preparation. What happens in GPP? GPP means I want to bring up my body's capabilities and abilities in order to do the specialized exercises which come in block two. This means you're going to bring your cardio up, your strength up, your speed up, your explosiveness up, your mobility up. This is where I see the kettlebell, right? I most definitely see the kettlebell in that idea. And so always keep that in mind. Okay, I use kettlebells for my GPP just to build up my general physical performance. And these are exercises like you mentioned, the snatch, the clean and jerk, the squat, the press, the farmer's walk, right? These are powerful, most bang for your buck exercises that increase your overall capacity. But here comes an important distinction. In block two, in the SSP phase, the specialized, or the SPP phase, the specialized physical preparation phase, you guess what happens? 80% is now focused on your sports, developing, maybe the throwing technique. I don't know what rugby's. I know the sport is gruesome, but throwing technique, jumping technique, or pulling folks back, or whatever, or in the huddle when boom it goes up and then it goes down. Then you probably have some specialized exercises that can help you. But here's the thing: now 80% of the work is done in the field, and 20% is done in the workroom or weight room. And in the weight room, not many things change now. That's the SPP phase. And this is where lots of people, I think, sometimes mess it up a little bit when they say, well, if you do a snatch, you're going to have a better pitch. Or if you do a deadlift, you're going to be a faster swimmer, right? According to that philosophy, or according to that literature, that block phase training, no, it's not the case. So that's phase number two, the SPP phase. And now phase number three is the competitive phase. As far as I remember, I may be incorrect, but as far as I remember, No more weightlifting stuff. Now you get used to the competitive environment. If you're a weightlifter, for example, now we use the heavyweights, the ones that you want to compete at. If you're an MMA fighter, now we're going to simulate a fight that's pretty close to what happens in the ring or at fight night, right? And then competition happens, and then comes block training number 4, and that is the post-competitive period. This is where people then slow down, and according to Russian literature, they do completely something different. They do, if you're a soccer player, now you do volleyball. If you're an MMA fighter, you do golf, right? If you're a kettlebell sport athlete, now you go swimming. So, to put this in perspective, GPP, general physical performance, this is where the kettlebell shines, and I believe this is where it's used. And after this, I don't believe there is one secret exercise that can amp up your rugby game unless, important distinction here, unless this exercise exactly mimics the joint actions, the biomechanical realities between the joint, the muscle, the ligaments and everything that closely resembles your physical or sports action. Unless it's an exercise that you can maybe use a kettlebell with that closely resembles that action, you're not going to use the kettlebell. And I was so disappointed when I got to show you the book. I was so disappointed. Where is it? Right here. When I read this book, Special Strength Training Manual for Coaches by Yuri and Natalia Verkhoshansky. See that? I was so disappointed when I read this, because I realized when I went to the exercise part, I was like, where's the kettlebell? Where's the kettlebell? Where's the kettlebell? No kettlebell. Unless it's like a deadlift, a deficit deadlift. Or squat jumps with the deadlift hanging down below. Other than that, no kettlebells. Does it mean that the kettlebell is not useful for SPP? No, I'm not saying that. Because, back in the day, that's like 1970s and 80s, right? 60s. They weren't aware of maybe what the kettlebell can do. I mean, the first kettlebell competition was held in 1965 or 1968, as far as I can remember. So they probably didn't have the knowledge that we have now, but I'm still assuming these were very bright-minded folks, and they know more about sports science than I do. So I'm assuming, based on the calculations that these guys made for the folks that they were preparing and the trainees that they were preparing and the athletes that they built, they would have come up with a similar exercise, like a swing, for example, if there would have been some benefits. But this is assumptions at the end of the day. So maybe the kettlebell has some space, but I highly contend that point, this is a debatable point. And that's why I'm just completely honest and transparent with you guys. I love kettlebells, but it is not a magic tool that does everything. It is one of the best generalist tools. Like I mentioned, it's great for that demographic that I'm talking about, right? But that doesn't make like the kettlebell, it doesn't mean that the kettlebell is the end all be all for anything else, right? I hope that answers your question, brother. Thank you so much. Kettlebells have changed my life, Stapular says. I'm hooked. Bam! Keep going, brother. How important is the warm-up before starting the training? That's a very good question. It is pretty important. There's two types of warm-ups, I would say. Warm-up number 1 is dedicated to mobilizing the body and engaging the synovial fluids of the body. And warm-up number two is to increase the body's temperature and the heart rate, because you are, I think it's up to 30 or 40% more strength once you're warmed up. And the older we get, the more time we need to get into training or into this mindset of training and exiting homeostasis. That's probably, I would say, aspect number 3 of the warm-up, and that is exiting homeostasis, getting rid of your everyday work that you have and with your family and everything, and the boss, and now you got to take your time to get into training. So I would say it is fairly important, but we don't have to exaggerate it. Your warm-up doesn't have to be like 20 minutes. Mine is maybe 8 minutes, and then let's go.
Lukash, is using 2 different weight kettlebells more dangerous or something? I have an 8 and a 12. Is it okay to do some squats, or will it be better to get a second 12 kg kettlebell?
Hey, it's totally fine with uneven weights. I don't see no danger in it at all. Maybe I would say, hey, just switch it, right? Or even, just go with one side. Your body just... And actually, it would be some kind of interesting kind of training, because one weight is pulling you a little bit closer to your lateral side away, and now you have to compensate, so your rotational muscles are a little bit more into play. But if you want probably I would just assume, because I train with uneven kettlebells, you get the best enjoyment out of double kettlebells if it's the same weights, but you probably get some additional benefits if you do uneven training, so you're fine. Thank you so much for answering. We'll try it. See you in the dojo. Yes, Tati. 2 different kettlebells is a felony. Please stay put. The kettlebell police will be there shortly. Exactly, Jason. Right. Thoughts on steel clubs, and do you use them? I use some club bells. I use the mace as 10% or 5% of my training. I love the backswing with the mace. That's the only thing that I do. And I think it's the most bang for your buck exercise with a mace. The backswing, right? The exercise right here. And I'm trying to move up. I just recently did a 20 kg swing, backswing with a mace, and that's incredible. Wow. The amount of weight, wow. I love it. I think it's cool, but it's only like 5%. Does it mean that I don't like the mace? No, I like it. But from my perspective and for my taste, the kettlebell has like 60% of space in my training. Then body weight is maybe 20%. Then barbells is 20%, then a little bit of a mace and a little bit of a dumbbell, right? That's how I do it. And currently I train according to the season, so I do a lot of outdoor running, which I gotta recommend this workout. I'm gonna make a video about it soon. It's that High Rocks idea. You run 400 meters. In High Rocks, they run 1 kilometer. I think that's a little bit too much, but 400 meter run, then 1 strength exercise, 10 goblet squats. Drop the kettlebell, 400 meter run, then 1 strength exercise. Clean and press, 10 per side. Then 400 meter run. I love that. Outside in the sun, you get lots of vitamin D. You get some nice color. I love it, and you get a nice, intense workout in. I love that workout. It's training according to seasons, which was recommended to me by my brother Michael Son from Israel. He's a kettlebell sport coach. This guy's cool. You got to check him out. I use the rep adjustable kettlebells for all my kettlebell workouts. I've looked at the Apollo lines, but can't justify the cost involved. Scott, I see your point of, you have 1 kettlebell and you can adjust it with so many weights. This is a great idea. Yet the price, the asking price, which I believe is too low. I'm just honest with you. It's too low. He should charge more. It is made in the USA. It is craftsmanship. It is lots of work. He doesn't send a thing to China and then just gets it mass produced. No issue with China. I'm producing stuff there too, but he is making sure that the work stays in the US. There's ingenuity behind it. There's work behind it. There's an idea behind it. And the texture finish of the handle is just awesome. I don't need lots of chalk. I rarely have busted open palm skin. The contoured arm pockets fit well. The big hollow core is awesome to do stabilizing exercises on the floor. The ultimate flow feeling, because of the ergonomic size of the kettlebell, it's a little bit smaller. The Apollo is a little bit smaller than your standard competition, which means it sits closer to your center of mass, makes it awesome feeling for swing, clean, and snatch. And that's why it justifies the cost, most definitely. But again, I see your point, right? Hey, if you're fine with your adjustables and you're moving solid forward and you got your success, you got your results, never change your winning horse. You're good. Francis, Mastro Luca, what is best for results? 20-minute kettlebell workout every day, 7 days, or 4 times 45-minute kettlebell workout? Thank you so much for bringing joy and passion to my workouts. I appreciate it, brother. Francis, none of these two. I would not recommend for you to train every day, because the chances are high that you burn out after a couple of weeks or months, and then you stop training altogether. 4, I do 4, and my outdoor workouts are 45 minutes. My indoor stuff is 30 minutes. And then I go balls to the walls.
And I love it. I love every minute of training. I'm so hooked to it. But I've been training for 15 years plus. I started in 2009, so this is my 15th consecutive year without stopping. I am hooked to this. I'm going to do this until I lay in my casket. They bury me with a kettlebell on my chest. So, that being said, if you want results, there's 2 keys to success. Number 1, start doing, and number 2, keep going. And do everything in your power to keep going. If that means you have to bring your workouts down to 1 or 2 a week because life happens, and if life happens, then you have to maybe reduce the time that you want to work out, because here's the key. If you keep that volume up and now life happens, and now you hear somebody tell you, well, you don't want it bad enough. Now you feel bad. You feel frustrated. So you try to really squeeze that workout in. And then it's like you get that boiling point, that breaking point. And all of a sudden you say, screw this. I can't do it anymore. Right? I would recommend 1 or 2 workouts forever. Right? Why do many people not follow up with this? How many times should I train a week? Well, for how long? Well, I don't know. Well, how about forever? 1 or 2 workouts forever. And if you really get in the mood and you enjoy it, you love it, you make time for it, maybe then it's 3. And maybe one day it's 4. But most people, from my experience, normal people, not Instagram celebrities, not YouTube fitness, not fitness YouTubers, not coaches, normal people train once or twice a week. And you can train once or twice a week with solid results. I hope that answers your question. From a structure standpoint, the Kettlebell Plus has helped me immensely. I also jumped into the Kettlebell Dojo. Absolutely worth the money if you're willing to put in the time and effort. Scott, appreciate that, brothers. Thank you so much, man. Question, what is the worst exercise and why is it the burpee? That's a good question, Scott. I actually love the burpee. And you know why I love it? Because we are using this low impact version. And I gotta show this to you. It's great that you're mentioning this. I think the burpee belongs into a solid staple of training. It's one of the best ways to train. Check this out. So the regular burpee, and that's why I didn't like it. The regular burpee is that jumping up and down. And many people have issues with that jumping stuff, which I get. It may sound funny, but running requires solid technique. That's a body weight locomotion exercise. A push-up requires solid technique. That's also a calisthenics or body weight exercise. A body weight squat. Many people can't even squat if you tell them to squat. Well, they can sit down on a chair, but once they try to squat, everything falls apart. And now, a jump that's tough stuff. Your body has to have the capacity to absorb the landing impact. And lots of people don't do it and then they get hurt. So, and I wouldn't even say that I get hurt with a burpee jump. I just don't like it. I just don't like it. Maybe it's because I watch too many CrossFitters do it. No disrespect towards CrossFitters, but I just don't like the jump. And look at how Royal Burpee, the guy who actually designed the exercise, and yes, his name is Burpee. Look at what he did to design his movement. He did this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go look it up. That is a burpee. And as far as I'm concerned, the military then added, or military folks added the 1 pump or the 1 push-up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? That's a 1 pump burpee, or 6 counts, I think. They consider it that way, and it's called a 1 pump burpee because you're doing that 1 push-up. I think that's one of the greatest bodyweight exercises that you can do. And here is a modified version that you must check out. We even let our deconditioned beginners run through this. Of course, in a very limited and small volume, but watch this. Easiest modification, number one, hands down, 2 steps back, lay down, completely relax your body. Shift your whole body weight back on your knees, torso's upright, one leg to the front, and if you have to, use your other hand to stabilize and stand up. Easiest modification of the burpee. No jumping, no nothing. A little bit more advanced version. Hands down. And when you go into the hands down, always think about this. The first move is always hands down. I see people do jump and then land on the hands. This can lead to injury. So hands down first. And in order to bring your hands down, do not bend your spine like this, but stand in that sumo stance, squat down, hands down. All right? So then, step, step, lay down on the floor, and now you stand up on your knees, no assistance, boom, boom. And now, here's the next advanced level of this modified burpee. That is hands down, step, step, lay down, relax. Now build up power and strength. Inhale, jump up. Such a powerful exercise. And I have included the burpee in my everyday training. And I love it. On my final run today of my lunch workout, 400-meter run, that was the finisher. You know what I did? I started with 10 one-pump burpees with this version. 1, 2. So it becomes very fluid. The more you do this exercise, you become fluid with it. I did 10 one-pump burpees and then 100-meter run. So the first 100 meters of the 400. As soon as I reached the 100 mark, 10 one-pump burpees again. Number 10. As soon as I reached the 200 mark, 10 one-pumps again. 300 mark, 10 one-pumps again. And final, when I reach my goal, complete the lap, 400 meters, 10 one-pumps again. I absolutely love it. Gives you great, awesome, and powerful results. Let me jump back to the office. And by the way, we're almost done with the stream. I want to answer the next remaining questions. And while I do this, you got to check this out. We have this powerful sale going. Here's all the info.
Join our exclusive over 40 sale. You pay one time and you get lifetime access and save $5,763 in the process. Here's what you're getting. Hundreds of follow-along workouts, skill lessons, tutorials, weekly new content, and access to the Kettlebell Dojo for 90% off the original price. These are the courses that you are getting. You see them on the screen right now. The 6-week Kettlebell Challenge, the Iron Flow, the Stranger Swings Season, Crossbells, Bolt, the 30-day Kettlebell Challenge, 90 days of kettlebells, 90 gains of kettlebells, the Hybrid Style Masterclass, Never Rest Ladders, and all these challenge courses and even more. But I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to add a couple of bonuses. Number one, Steve Carter's seminar that he held with Angie and me in 2019, and it's valued at close to $800. It's a powerful bonus, and this is one of the biggest kettlebell learning experience I've ever had. Uber bonus number two, you get access to the Kettlebell Dojo valued at $2,497 US. You're invited to join the #1 kettlebell community on School. The Kettlebell Dojo comes complete with its exclusive course system, exercises, belt tests, leaderboards, and challenges, all aimed at achieving your ultimate goal of becoming a kettlebell black belt. Yes, you've heard me right. These are belt tests that you have to do in order to achieve your next level. And come on, we have been waiting for a belt system in the kettlebell sphere. The Kettlebell Dojo also comes equipped with a leaderboard system which gamifies your experience and your training process. As you ascend in rank, you you unlock the next belt, and this brings forth a new test to conquer. And as I've mentioned, we have a challenge going right now, and that is the following. How many swings can the entire dojo collectively complete within a span of 30 days? And here's proof. We currently sit at 35,775 swings. Challenges like these will happen every month, which will help you boost your kettlebell journey. You also get access to the Facebook group, our weekly new workouts, and our mobile apps. But of course, I'm not gonna stop right there. I guarantee 100% that our programs will impress you, or I will refund every cent without questions in the next 30 days. The value of this package sits at over $6,000, but you can get it for either $579 as a one-time payment or $57.90 per month for the next 12 months. Here's what you're getting: access to the complete Kettlebell Plus library. That's over 19 courses, over 200 hours of video content, over 200 follow-along workouts, over 20 exercise tutorials, the seminar with Steve Carter, Facebook group, the Kettlebell Dojo, the mobile apps, new workouts every week, access to the #1 kettlebell community in the world, monthly challenges, accountability, and support, and no recurring payment if you choose the one-time option, where you also save an additional 20%, or 12 monthly payments if you choose the budget option for a monthly payment for the next 12 months. As you can see, the sale doesn't last long, and every time it's finished, we have people reaching out to us saying, "Oh, Gregory, I missed it." So you have to be quick. Pay one time, get lifetime access, and save $5,763 in the process, which is 91% off the original price. So join Kettlebell Ultimate right now.
Be quick, my friends. Be quick, because the sale is gone when Sunday hits. And Sunday, midnight, Central Eastern Standard Time. We are, to my American friends, we have a big audience in the United States. That's 7 to 9 hours ahead of you guys. And then that sale is over. And often, many people ask me, they'll say, "Hey, I missed the sale. Can I get back in?" You have to wait. We do these sales on a recurring basis. I can promise you, we have increased the prices a couple of times now. So there is a chance that we're going to increase prices, because I'm always adding new material. We have currently over 200 follow-along workouts. This is crazy. I'm planning to add another course exclusively to the Kettlebell Dojo. It's called the Lost Tapes, or the Lost workouts. I'm trying to recapture all the live workouts that we did that are on YouTube and make a course out of it, so you can get that, that reminiscing old school vibe feeling from 2020 and 21 and 22 when we were streaming. I think 21 we stopped streaming every day. We stream in the pandemic. We streamed Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Sometimes we did 6 workouts a week. Wow, that was crazy, man. But this helped me master and the technique, so now I can wield the kettlebell like a samurai wields his sword. So let's see. Where are we? We got a couple of questions left, right, friends? Yeah, I think I'm pretty close. Now I'm catching up with you guys. Jason, I'm doing a good job, right? So, Dog Mom, going back to the screencasting thing, I can cast from any videos you have on YouTube, but the videos in the app do not give that option. You should always be able. I see where you come from. Sometimes you have certain videos where you have the screencast option embedded in the video, right? I saw that. Maybe I'm on that front. I hope that's the right thing that I'm referring to. So in the video, you have the screencast option right there. But if you use the iPhone, I want to show that again. The screencast option is right here. If watch. I don't know how it works on Android. Maybe somebody can help out when it comes on what it looks like on Android. So I'm pulling down right here, boom, and then I can screencast anything that I have. I even can do it on my Mac, probably with the new update. On my Mac, on Apple TV, or on my Samsung iFrame. That's the monitor that I'm also using. So it doesn't depend on the video. I can just screencast anything that's happening on my phone on the TV. Hope that helps you out. I see you can screencast the entire app. Jason was already, right? So I'm still lagging behind.
Domantas, I wonder where you're from. We live in Switzerland, baby. The oasis of the world. I'm privileged and blessed to be here. Another reason why I want to share what I know and help everybody as much as I can. Switzerland, baby, right to the northern part of Switzerland, close to the German border. Lukasz, you're pretty sure I'm Russian. No. You mean my origins. My origins are, I'm a gypsy. I'm a Roma. Have you heard of these guys? It's a subset of group of people that have no home. But my dad was born in Serbia, right? So actually, he was referred to as, it's funny, that's, I don't want to make this too long. My dad was born in Veliki Trnovac in Serbia. Then he moved around the world as a musician. And then I think 15 or 20 years ago, I found out that, yeah, my dad is from Serbia, but actually we are Romas. And so my uncle, he recently died, rest in peace, Jimmy. My uncle spoke like 5 languages, and one of them was Romani. And I remember that my uncle always talked to his wife in a language. I was like, what is this? What kind of language is that? So yeah, I'm a gypsy, bro. Bob, I use cast iron kettlebells. Will it benefit me to start using competition kettlebells, or will it not make a difference? Well, if you use the technique that we're using and the way we train, especially the pro kettlebell, just makes the most sense. Competitions make the most sense. That being said, you can still get major and powerful benefits with the cast irons. Yo, Arjit in the house. I follow most of your videos for almost 3 years. Of late, I gotta talk a little bit slower. I follow most of your videos for almost 3 years. Of late, I experience pain near the deltoid while doing kettlebell snatches. Do half snatches, but same issue is there. Question, regards to the pro kettlebell, was that a question, Arjit, about your shoulder? So question, with regards to the pro kettlebell, would you know when they will have more stock incoming? Disavow Johnny, I got you. They're constantly out of stock, the smaller weights. Yes, I talked to Nikolai. He said they are fulfilling, I think, now it must be close to 400 or 500 kettlebells. They are fulfilling the kettlebells in the next couple of weeks. He said throughout June, July, and August. The issue is that one of the foundries that he worked with closed down. They went out of business. So he had to scramble, and now we found 2 foundries, actually, to help him fulfill the goods. And I think he also using a different fulfillment service, and that's the reason why they were pre-ordered so long. Because working with a new foundry, you got to start from scratch, basically. They got to do the mold and everything, explain everything to me. So that's why it's taking so long. But it should be imminent. The shipping should be imminent. We're waiting for our set of pro kettlebells for a very long time, but he is on it. Lukasz, 1 workout is better than 0. 5 minutes of workout is better than 0. Just do what you can without pushing yourself too hard. That's exactly what it is. Most definitely. Another question, do you deload sometimes? Good question. You know when I deloaded? When I came back from Mallorca and we trained twice a week. But that's not the only reason. Every 12 weeks, I stopped working out completely. Sometimes it's 10 weeks, 9 weeks, but most of the time it's 12, or 13, 14 in it, because I gotta really tell myself to stop working out. And then I deload and don't do anything. I don't train for a full week, and then I go back at it, which my body loves it. It's just a regeneration process, which helps me to never get injured. I think the last time I got injured was when I was doing the typical bodybuilding type stuff, and that's like 2014, 2013. Yeah, maybe sometimes I feel something a little bit here or something here. That's normal, right? We're human beings. We unfortunately break down. And other than that, no injuries. I feel fine. I love it. And it's just the life that I'm living currently is just crazy. I'm so blessed. But I also take a smart approach to training. That's why I'm not injured. And I think I look better. I feel stronger. And the endurance. When I do the 400-meter run, my endurance is crazy. I never go on a run. I never go jogging. Never. But now, since I had this conversation with Michael, he said, train according to seasons. And I'm like, all right, let's train according to seasons. So I do running outside because I love to get some vitamin D going.
And I can run for an indefinite amount of time. Of course, I don't run fast, and my running technique is not that good, but I feel the kettlebell, that strength, that upright torso. I can hold it. I can go fast. I can even do it with the burpees and with the strength exercises. And I'm never out of breath. You know when I felt a little, when I was like, after 45 minutes was my final round, or the one round before the final one, I felt like, wow, I think my strength is losing. I think I'm losing a little bit of strength. So my strength reserves are a little bit depleted. That's what I felt like. But from an endurance standpoint, I could run forever. And that feeling is just so awesome. It makes you feel like Superman, right? And when we came back from Mallorca, which was, 5 of our clients, we were 7. We trained twice a week. Twice a day, 6 days, was like 8 workouts or even more. We did a lot of activities. We prepped everything for our clients. We had to, the schedule and everything. After that week, I was completely burned out. And then I felt like, wow, I got to stop the workout. I got to stop training. And then the one training I did was completely deloaded. Then I went back, and when you go back, I always feel a little bit intense muscle soreness because you relax the body, and then my body was like, oh, wow. So I did my regular stuff, and then I knew from the get-go, hey, I got to use lighter weights. And then I got to be honest with myself. So I do some deloads when I feel like I got to go lighter because my body's telling me so. Plus, I do dedicated deloads where I completely relax and rest. How much weight are you using for your daily average training? Depends. So, I include everything. I even thought about including a weighted vest, but the feeling of the weighted vest, I once trained with one, and I actually don't really enjoy it. I like to be free when I do body weight stuff. So, actually, the body weight stuff is, I love it the most. Pull-ups, I feel pull-ups and dips the most, using my full body weight. Other than this, on the barbell, I always include the bench press and the squat into my weekly routine, and my bench sits at 90 kg or at 92.5 kg. That's close to 180 pounds or something. And I do 1 reps with this, 1 rep max. Rack it, stand up. Then I go to the back squat. That's one of my workouts. Then I go to the barbell, the squat rack. And I load, currently the barbell's loaded with 100 kilograms, so that's close to 200 pounds. That's another thing that I have to deload because I felt like, wow, I used 5 kg increments, so 10 in total on both sides. 10 in total, 5 per side. And then I went up to 110 kg squat, and I felt a little bit off. Or my knees was like, bro, I don't like that much. So I went down, that's especially after the Mallorca trip. But also when I was not stopping, I still felt my left knee was a little bit arguing. So I went down to the 100 kg and I feel fine. I love it. And yeah, 100 kg on the back squat, that's not much. 90 kg on the bench, and I love it. I just love it. It's not, I don't care about these numbers. My body reacts to these weights very positively. And I know that if I start overdoing it or if I go too heavy, I'm probably either going to hurt myself or I'm doing something that is maybe not pain or an injury, but then really gets to me and accompanies me, like some kind of a, not pain, but something pulling or anything, and I don't want that. I want to be always fresh. So I listen and communicate with my body. I always know what's up, and that's a very important rule that I follow. And with kettlebells, my working weights, yeah, I'm proud to say that my working weights have become the 28. So if I'm in the gym, the 28 doubles and singles, that's my working weight. If I go a little bit above, it's a 32 for most of the exercises that I do, and 24 is always a must. So I would consider my evergreen weights is 28 currently, a little bit lower on the side is 24, higher is 32. And I also work with double 32s, but these guys are just, these are monsters, man. But I also have, very heavy kettlebells. Like we have a 64, we have an 80 kg and a 92 kg. And with the 92 kg, I do heavy deadlifts, which you might think, wow, that's tough, right? But the kettlebell's condensed in that space. The whole weight is condensed in that small little space right in front of you. So actually that heavy 92 kg deadlift, I feel it more in my stomach or in my core area. Interesting.
Giselle Gonzalez, I apologize. I was late and not sure if this was asked, but how do you do the snatch so I don't hit the back of my wrist? Let me show you that quickly, and then we're wrapping things up. But let's help out our friend Giselle. Let me show you. I'm going to give you the quick variation, the quick tip. Many people, folks, give me a second. I have to switch. Yeah. I got to switch the battery. Ha! And I'm back. All right. So, snatch. Yeah, that's what I wanted to show. I'm a man. I cannot multitask. Angie tells me this all the time, and she's right. If I do one thing, the other thing is like, boom, it's gone. So, issue is this. This is the issue. Or this is the right thing, the right way to do it. Most people, when you have to, but to be quick, you have to master the swing first. Understand that you have to use your strongest muscles in your body. And how do we explain this, or how we make this clear? Imagine you have fruit below your feet, and every time you come out of the backswing, you want to squash the fruit. You want to push your body down into the floor. Think about pushing the floor down. From a physics perspective, what happens is the weight then comes up. And this is how you engage the strongest muscles in your body, which sit right here. So, once you understand the swing, the clean happens. And now you have to master this. Watch. Boom. The hand insertion. If you understand how to master the hand insertion, you see that I do not grab the handle with my palm and then rub it around like this, because this creates friction and turns my hands into hamburger meat. But I want to learn how to whoop, 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 whoop. All right? So that's 1, 2, 1, 2. So I have to learn how to jump. Boom. And when I drop it, I have to learn how to pull out. Right? You see? Stuck. So that's this. Boom. Boom. Once I master this is the clean, by the way. Once I understand how this works in the clean, I can then move up to the snatch, because the same happens with the snatch just overhead. And look. See? Same thing. And then when you drop it, you turn, the kettlebell drops, pull back, and then whip, bell comes down. All right. I hope you're getting some value out of this. I appreciate each and every one of you showing up, gifting me with your time. I really appreciate it. Final questions, friends. Let's jump back. Here we go. Offers.
Join our exclusive over 40 sale. You pay.
So, yep. Tati, I would recommend everybody to join the Kettlebell Dojo. Yeah, go ahead. Your second name sounds kind of Georgian. My bad. It's totally fine. You don't have to apologize for this. My second name, Jemaili, that's actually Albanian. That's an Albanian Shqiptar last name. Yeah. So everything's mixed up. And I live in Switzerland. And my mom is half German, half Austrian. Isn't that crazy, right? What form of training gives you most of your aesthetics in your current physique? Dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells? I think everything. But I would point to the fact that I make the distinction between, if I want rather muscular aesthetics or a little bit that muscle look, I don't do lots of ballistics. I use heavy kettlebells,
even though I do the jerk, I love the jerk, heavy clean, these are ballistics, but I use heavy kettlebells that really challenge me. Like the double 28s and double 32s, which I believe they give me some more muscle, but I would also argue that the body weight stuff, the push-up, the squat, the pull-up, the dip, and that max strength stuff, right? That 1 rep max. And why am I doing 1 rep max? Because I want to pick up heavier bells. That's why I want to bring my core strength up so I can pick up heavier bells and get more work done. I feel a 16 kg bell is already lightweight for me. Is it a good way to get a 24? I would like to have a limited set of bells, eventually like double 16s, double 24s, and double 32s. I see where you're coming from, Dennis. It's hard to say because that 8 kg jump, the 4 kg jump is already pretty steep, and then 8 kg is probably too much. So I would still recommend double 20s. And then it's maybe 20, 24, 28. And then you can get rid of your 16s, right? If you want to keep it as limited as possible. But yeah, 20, I would recommend maybe get a 20 first. Training now with 10 swing, 5 pull-ups, and 10 steel mace swing, and with a cold. El aprendiz. Sounds like a solid workout. 10 swing, 5 pull-up, 10 steel mace swing, right? 5 sets or 10 sets. Bam! You got yourself a powerful workout. Yeah, it took me a long time to get the hand insertion, Jason, most definitely. Lukas, did you ever hear about David Goggins? The man is so inspiring, just built different. Yeah, David Goggins is a beast, right? And you know what's crazy about David? He doesn't even have a social, as far as I'm concerned, right? He has no YouTube, no social, but that guy's a celebrity in that sphere and doesn't have an own channel. It's like everybody else talks about him. Yeah, God's a legend. Giselle, thank you so much. Lebe, I'm new to Kettlebells and it's thanks to you and your channel. Godspeed, Giselle. That's what's up. Renee, is every third day training enough for good results? So 2 days rest and third day training again? Yeah, it depends on what results, right? Do you want it quick? Do you want to build more muscle? You want this? But just for general results that over 40s and 50s and 60s want, sounds solid. Just make sure you don't stop because the results show, and we use that saying, we say, always focus on the habits and the results will follow. Don't do it the other way around. Robert, after doing deadlifts, I feel aching in my knees. Am I feeling this because I'm not hinging enough? Might be. And it also might be that lots of people get issues with their knees once they start moving. It might be just some crying or some growing pains, right? That go away after your knees get a little bit stronger. But think about this. The deadlift is pushing the hips back, not bending the knees too much. Whereas a squat is you push the hips back and you bend knees to the full, right? And maybe maybe you can try out is do some squats and go into full flexion. This means sit down as deep as you can, squat into the hole as deep as you can and stand back up. It's a tough exercise, but this is how we build that strength of the knee. And once maybe the knee gets a little bit stronger, you probably don't feel it the next time you deadlift. Did you or can you go over how to do a proper windmill? It seems like sometimes I lean further on one side than the other. All right, gotta be fast. You guys are now asking the questions. After I'm thinking like, all right, let's stop it. But all right, let's go fast now. This forces me to go fast because I want to catch up with you guys. Windmill, simple stuff. Watch. Unload it first. Shoulder width stance. Now turn both of your feet to the right side. Now I look towards the right side because my hip has shifted from facing to the front, from facing to the right side. Now I have to learn a side hinge. This means pushing the hips to the left side and see what happens with my body. I don't do just the Instagram pose, right? That the ladies do and some fellas do. I just do this. Whoa. So if I shove my hip to the left side or a side hinge, my upper body reacts. That's good. Now what happens with your upper body? You can rotate it. How do you rotate it? To the front. Now my chest looks towards you. What happens with the arm? You keep it extended. So this is unloaded. And now, free hand, reach down towards the floor. This is where the word windmill comes from because it looks like a windmill. And you come back. All right? If we use a kettlebell, watch. Now, try this. If this is too heavy for you, grab the kettlebell and do a low windmill, right hand. kettlebell close to your right thigh, left arm elevated, do the same thing, reach for the floor with the kettlebell, hold that position and stand back up. It's a little bit lighter on your left shoulder, but if you pick up a heavy kettlebell, that's a really tough exercise. All right, going fast, rapid fire. It helps, it's so close. I will practice this. Do it, Giselle, do it. Thanks a lot. Yo, just tried the head insertion on the snatch. What a difference. Boom, that's it, Brian, right? We always say, these are these little kettlebell secrets. They really exist, right? In marketing, they always say, you got to lose the word secret. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't want to fool nobody. But there are actually kettlebell secrets that you only know if you follow the lineage of these physical culturists who actually learned about the kettlebell. Thanks a lot, Dennis. You're welcome, brother. David has an Instagram. All right. Here we go. Sam Ramsey, I've started kettlebell training this week. Used to do push-pull legs. Recommendations to begin with kettlebell training for the first 3 months. Any other movement to focus on other than swings? Yes. Simple. Swing. Write that down. You got something to write? Sam? Swing. Clean. Press. Maybe even the clean and press. You can combine these two. Goblet squats and farmer's walks or suitcase walks, where you have the kettlebell in one hand and then you just walk around. Very simple workout. You either do 1 minute per exercise, 1 minute of swing, 1 minute of clean left and right, or clean and press left and right, or 1 minute of swing, 1 minute of clean left and right, 1 minute of the press left and right, if you want to isolate it from the clean, 1 minute of the goblet squat, and then 1 minute of a suitcase walk, left hand and right hand. Want to make it rep-based? Fairly simple. 10 swing, 10 clean per side, 10 press per side, 10 goblet squat, 100 meters suitcase walk per side. I hope that helps. Renee, what is a good kettlebell goal weight? I weigh 51 kilogram. Good kettlebell goal weight. I weigh, if I understand your question correctly, Renee, start with the 8 kg. And then once you get really proficient with it, I think you can move up to the 10 kg and 12 kg. I think, let's see, 8 kg is like 18 pounds, 10 kg is like 20 pounds, and 12 kg is a 24 pound or 25, right? When you get really good with kettlebells, we have women who are at 50 kg plus, a little bit somewhere in that ballpark. They use 14s and 16s as well. They've mastered the kettlebell and they love it. They go all in. They've mastered the technique. They become very strong. I would say 8, 10, 12. That's what you're working with. When you get very good at it, it's going to probably be 10, 12, 14, or maybe even a 16. Awesome. Thank you, Maddie. You're welcome. Adrian, I'm a guy and I recently got a 10 kg kettlebell. A little lighter than normally prescribed. But can I just go longer for now? What will I be missing out on? Nothing, Adrian. Nothing. If it is a 10 kg, that's awesome. There are some guys who pick up an 8 kg. That's awesome. You will immediately feel, once you get good with the exercise and you understand the skills and the technique, that the kettlebell is too light then. Listen to your body and then go grab a 12. All right? So just keep going, Adrian. Don't worry about anything. No. You got that 10 kg, just put in the work. Sasebo, I've been doing 16 kg kettlebell for a while now. It's starting to feel so light. I'm contemplating what weight to get next. Any ideas? Feel like I should get both 20 and a 24. If you have the means to get both, by all means do it. Super solid. See, Sasebo wasn't the only one who shared in the chat. Adrian, that's good for you to know. He wasn't the only one who shared in the chat that he feels that the weight is too light. This is the best coach. You, yourself, your body. You feel like, oh, I get no challenge out of this weight anymore. All right, let's go grab a heavier one. Right? So if you have the means, 2024, super solid decision. Thanks so much, man. All right. You're welcome, Sam. I have been able to catch up with the chat. I appreciate each and every one of you. There's still 45 people watching. I truly appreciate your time. You've gifted me with something that you will never get back. So I hope I was able to serve you some value, my friends. Until then, I see you. Probably we're going to do this on a monthly basis. At the end of the next month, I'm planning to do another live. I really enjoy this. I enjoy talking to you folks. I wish I could see you, right? Because working with people, that's what sometimes people get wrong. They think I'm a YouTuber or I'm a social kind of guy, right? Oh, well, of course I'm social, but I don't live on Instagram. I don't live on YouTube, even though I sometimes live too much in the YouTube analytics app, right? But I think that's a YouTuber sickness, right? If you do that stuff, if you're a content creator. But first and foremost, I'm a trainer. I help people discover the potential of the kettlebell, which happens to be mostly over 40s, 50s, and 60s. That's what I do. And I'd love to be in the same room with y'all. But thanks to the technology that we have, I can serve that value. And I appreciate each and every one of you. So go check out that sale that we got running. Until the next time, my friends, peace out.
This is for you, friends. If you're tired of your reflection in the mirror, you're feeling weak, and you want to increase your quality of life. You want to become stronger, enjoy more time with your family, and increase your performance at work. You've tried to make fitness a priority, but you failed over and over again because you struggled to find the time. You have lost your mojo, the strength, the body, the confidence you had in your 20s, and you've been struggling for years to get it back. You want to master the kettlebell, you want to embrace change, and you're willing to follow instructions. You've joined a gym, but life gets in the way of going, and you've tried countless diets only to crash and burn after a couple of weeks. And you've tried to go for a run, and now the next day you wake up with pains, with aches, and you realize, wow, is this fitness thing really for me? Because if it hurts that bad, nah, I'm not going down that route. It is for you if you're over 40 and your health is becoming increasingly more important to you. It is for you if you're over 40 already struggling with pain and you want to either reduce or eliminate that pain. You've lost the motivation after 2 weeks at the gym. You experience a constant up and down with your weight. It's fluctuations that you want to combat. You want to stay consistent now. You're looking for a constant. You want to reach your ideal weight and refuse to accept that life is over after 40. A lot of people believe this. You maybe even considered going under the knife. This is my last stop. You've been to the physiotherapist so often and your pain has not improved. I think you're going to love this. And if you act fast, you get a major advantage. If you jump into this right now, listen up. I'm introducing Kettlebell Ultimate. Kettlebell Ultimate offers you over 100 follow-along workouts designed to build muscle, torch fat, boost your cardiovascular health, alleviate pain, and revive the mojo from your 20s. You get access to over 18 specialized programs tailored to your unique fitness objectives, ensuring steady progress and lasting results. You get a special invite to the #1 kettlebell community for unwavering support, encouragement, and accountability on your fitness journey. And currently we have a competition in the community going. So what's inside? Over 18 online courses that equals over 100 follow-along workouts, skill lessons, and tutorials. It's the perfect guide to help you decide which course is the best to get started. It's also included because there's lots of material. You get complete mastery over the swing, the clean and press, the snatch, and over 20 most bang for your buck exercises. And now you're wondering, Gregory, why is it not over 100 exercises? Because you don't need them. We do 20 exercises on a regular basis throughout the whole year, not more. Why? Because it's most bang for your buck. If I give you a shortcut to success, why then go around? Well, you can go around and play on your own if you have achieved that level of skill. But if you're just learning, you need the basics, and the basics are enough. So what you're getting out of Kettlebell Ultimate is the following. Number one, the 6-week Kettlebell Challenge. It's a strategic system to get in shape with easy to understand nutrition coaching, over 73 lessons, 16 hours of video content, a value of $99. Fan favorites. The most liked follow-alongs from over 8 years on YouTube. Hundreds of thousands of people like these workouts that we have in that course. 57 lessons, 14 hours video content, value $147. The Hybrid Style Masterclass, this is a complete skill guide, a reference course that you can use to learn everything you need about kettlebells. 72 lessons, 11 and a half hours of video content, value over $247. 90 games of kettlebells, the best kettlebell course to build functional muscle. Lots of people love this, especially men over 40. 53 lessons, 22 hours of video content, value $147. And by the way, these are not just numbers that I came up with. These are numbers that you see on our academy. When you purchase these courses on their own, this is what they cost. 90 days of kettlebells, the best kettlebell program for you to burn belly fat. $147. The Iron Flow, this is unique. You get every Monday a new workout. We call them workout of the week. Over 23 hours of video content, and the value is close to $1,000 because this is indefinite. We'll never stop uploading new workouts to the Iron Flow. Plus, you get access to Never Rest, the ladders workout, Safe by the Bell, perfectly to bulletproof your core. 30 days of kettlebells. That's a 30-day kettlebell challenge. Bolt, a great course to combine kettlebells with dumbbells. Crossbells, where we have used CrossFit workouts and applied them to kettlebells. The Strengths and Swings series and kettlebell challenges. It's massive. Over $1,400 of value that I give you right now. Let me add some powerful bonuses on top. Check this out. Number one, you get access to the IKFF seminar with Steve Carter. He's my sensei. That's a 3.5-hour seminar that I had with him. And you'll get the same learnings from the master that I had. He had the same seminar with Angie and me. You can watch it. You can learn. You can write it down. The value is close to $800. I paid $3,500 to get Steve in here. And it was worth every cent. And here is the monster bonus. That's exclusive to this webinar. You won't find this deal anywhere else. I guarantee you, that's impossible. This is a special invite to the Kettlebell Dojo. This is the #1 kettlebell community from all around the world. The dojo has its own course system, exercises, belt tests, leaderboards, and challenges. And we have all one common goal. We want to become kettlebell black belts. What I offer you is lifetime access. You normally have a monthly subscription that you pay every month. This is a value of $2,497. I'm giving you access for life to the dojo. And this thing is worth the price that I'm asking alone. This is what the dojo is. Look at the people. Look at the engagement. We have over 323 comments on people who are just getting started. Every Monday, I share a so-called AAP, Accountability Action Post, that you only are allowed to comment if you have done what the post asks you to do. This is a unique software with a unique app. No Facebook, no Instagram, no social media, none of that crap. It's a tight-knit community. You download the app, and the only thing that you see is kettlebells. And currently, we have a competition going, like I said. And we have leaderboards. This is the gamification process that I was looking for so long. Think about this. You now have your kettlebell journey, your fitness journey, and now we tie it to a leveling up process. How awesome is this? You want to level up as ASAP. The gamification process is the reason why the gaming industry has grown to billions, because we love to gamify our experience. And then you have belt tests. So you sign up as a white belt, and when you level up in your fitness journey, you get access to the next belt until you reach the black belt. And for every belt, there's a test that you have to film and share. You don't have to film it. You can do it. This is voluntarily, but it's awesome. It's fun. Look at everybody's sharing their belt tests. And look at what Thomas said. Check this out. This feedback, I had to screenshot it. I had recurring back pain from sitting too much and beginning shoulder impingement too. Both have disappeared completely with kettlebell training. It feels like a miracle. So I asked him, I said, Thomas, that's great. How bad was that pain from a scale from 1 to 10? My back pain was really serious. 7 or 8, I would say. I almost couldn't walk for some time. The shoulder thing was more subtle over a much longer period and only the left side, slowly diminishing my range of motion when lifting my arm. Stretching didn't help, but since working with kettlebells, it is completely gone. We get this feedback all the time, friends. I even think that, science has to get a hold of this. You have to use the kettlebell properly. The way we teach it, I believe it's one of the best ways to get rid of all the nagging pain, because we are bulletproofing our midsection. And if you have an enduring midsection, abs at the sides, the obliques, and then the lower back area, the glutes, the hamstrings, everything has to work when you train with kettlebells. But now you have to use it with the proper amount of weight, the proper dosage. And I believe this can cure back pain, or at least eliminate it. Thomas is not the only one. And I had to ask, hey, was it serious? Because sometimes people are like, well, I had a little bit of pain, but it's fine. And then it goes away. Great. But he says scale from 7 to 8. People say, listen, I'm taking that victory. My goal today was not only to finish the workout strong, but to not set the kettlebell down. I'm taking that victory, and everybody's congratulating her. So she's like, wow, this community is like a coach. They even do it better than I can do it, because somebody's always online, right? And if you have something, you share your struggles, you share your ideas. This is so powerful. Plus, bonus number 3, you get 2 apps. One app for the courses with full lifetime access, and one app for the community with lifetime access. And that's a value of $247 per month. So this is what you're getting. 18 courses with a value of $2,799. Everything together, US dollars. The mobile apps, $247 US dollars per month. The Kettlebell Dojo, lifetime access for $2,497. And Steve Carter's 3.5-hour seminar for $799. Total value, $6,342. But now you get a webinar bonus deal. Check this out. This is not what I'm charging. But how about 50% off, right? At 50%, right? That's a big deal. $3,171. All right, 50%. Well, easy. How about we say 75% off? Well, 75. Wow. That's $1,585 US dollars. Ooh, that's a good deal, right? Listen, I'm stretching it to the limit. Plus, I got something for you. If you're saying, no, that's still too much, I even got something for you that's going to blow your mind. I'm going to give you 90% off. 91% off. You get it for $579 US dollars. That's 90% off, friends. And you have it right here. You'll save $5,763. So you're getting Kettlebell Ultimate, 6-week challenge, fan favorites, the Hybrid Style Masterclass, 90 gains of kettlebells, 90 days of kettlebells, the Iron Flow, access to all additional courses, the IKFF seminar with Steve Carter, the Kettlebell Dojo community access, full lifetime, and you have the mobile apps. One app for the courses, one app for the community. That's a value of $6,342, and you get it for $579. That's 91% off. So here's what to do next. You can click the Get Started button right now to complete the checkout process, and after checkout, you'll receive 2 emails. Email number 1 is to set up your course account plus the app. Email number 2 is to gain access to the community, right? So 2 emails are coming once you've signed up. And access is lifelong. So click Get Started and change your life now, just like these people. Like I told you, this is not for fun. This is not a fluke. These are regular results that we have. So we constantly change our offers, so this won't be around very long. So you have to jump in right now if you're interested. And it's only valid in the webinar. You won't find it anywhere else. So these $579 for this awesome Kettlebell Ultimate, you save 91%. And this is my final input for you. And then I'll let you go. If life gets in the way, always revert back to the basics. How do you learn the basics? By opting in with a coach, working with a proven system, learning the ultimate basics. And once you understand them, you do them on a regular basis, because consistency is the key to success. And I think you know this. This is not just training. This is almost a universal principle that everybody understands. If I stay consistent, then I get the results. But with kettlebells, you might need some technique. You might have to understand how to move your body around the kettlebell. You have to understand how to move with the kettlebell. And this is what I'm offering you. So once you get started, your motivation goes through the roof. And then maybe it goes back down a little bit, which is also totally normal. And that's why I want to leave you with this. 85% of our clients train once a week or 40 times a year and get massive results. You don't have to train every week. You don't have to sacrifice your life on the altar of fitness. You can do this. And the kettlebell is so powerful that you can change your life in the comfort of your own home.